We at Masad develop, produce, and install modular defense systems for banks, security companies, and government offices around the world. Our 20 years of experience and expertise combined with cutting-edge technologies allow us to provide our clients with the most durable and advanced physical defense mechanisms. Today, we proudly present to you our Arrow Series armored panels and put them to the ultimate test.
We were asked by Masad Engineering to perform a burglary test on a new product they just finished developing. It's a physical defense product, a wall, made of a combination of ultra-high strength concrete and metal. The whole element is 20 centimeters thick, and we were asked to try to break through it. We can break through any wall. The only questions are how and how long it takes. We began the test with the external steel shell. The angle grinder is a Bosch GWS 24 with a 9-inch blade diameter, 2400 watt motor and 6500 RPM blade speed. It's a serious tool. We were able to make an opening, but we couldn't peel the steel off the concrete. It was anchored in some way we couldn't deal with. We tried crowbars, a jackhammer, hammers. We couldn't separate them. We always break in at the connection, which should be the vulnerability. The thing is, the way Masad puts the elements together, there is no vulnerability. It's just like the middle of the wall.
We have developed and patented this modular arrow-shaped connection point specifically for the arrow panels. This form creates a room with zero vulnerabilities, and by perfectly interlocking the panels, any attempt at a forced entry caused by thrust or pressure will be prevented.
We had to switch to a torch to melt the steel. We used a 140 centimeter heavy-duty oxyacetylene torch, which reaches a melting temperature of over 1900 degrees. At that temperature, all steel turns to liquid. The American UL 608 standard requires a minimum opening of 615 centimeters. The degree of protection is determined by the amount of time it takes to make an opening of that size. The next tool we used was a diamond drill, the most popular tool for this kind of burglary and still the most effective in the world. It's a Hilti brand drill with a vacuum pump, a 1900 watt motor that runs at 2600 RPM. It's the very same tool that was used to break into the vaults at Hatton Garden in London. They bought a $5,000 tool and stole $300 million. We checked, and this tool goes through standard concrete in less than 3 minutes. When working with a diamond drill, you have to create a vacuum in order to anchor the tool to the wall. The way the Masad wall is built in a zigzag shape, you can't create a vacuum, so you can't anchor the tool to the wall. Burglars will have to waste a lot of time using much noisier tools in order to get a grip.
A second patent, also developed for the arrow panel, is the zigzag-shaped exterior, which prevents the quick and quiet usage of any tool that relies on vacuum suction.
After a lot of effort, we managed to anchor the tool, but we drilled for 45 minutes and only penetrated 3 centimeters. We realized we were wasting our time. The concrete is very strong. The wall can't be drilled, so we switched to heavier machinery. We used a Bosch jackhammer with 25 joules of impact force and a rate of 1890 blows per minute. We used 2 jackhammers at the same time for over an hour. Progress was nearly nil, just a few centimeters all in all. The wall destroyed our jackhammer chisels faster than the chisels penetrated the wall. Since the wall is made of combined concrete and steel, we worked with 2 tools simultaneously, one for concrete and one for steel. But here too we saw that the standard time frame simply wasn't practical.
The Masad Concast concrete mixture was developed at the company's laboratories for over a decade. Using the most advanced scientific methods and materials, our concrete can withstand compression pressure of 240 MPa, as well as bending pressure and indirect tension pressure of 30 MPa. Moreover, Masad Concast has unique ballistic qualities.
Masad brought in some concrete, and we fired 12.7 armor-piercing bullets at it. We fired 3 bullets at the target. It withstood them nicely. I've worked with several big concrete companies, and I must say that none of them came close to Masad.
This puts Masad Concast at the forefront of the international field of casting materials.
After 2 hours trying to burgle, 2 solid hours without any rests, fixation tools and preparations, we hadn't managed to make even a small hole all the way through, let alone an opening the size required by the standard. Listen, there's no such thing as impenetrable. But to burgle this would take so many work hours and the use of such noisy tools that it's simply impractical to try to burgle it. It would be impossible.
Throughout its endurance testing, the Arrow panel proved to comply with both the Israeli 5421 standard and the American UL 608 standard. The Arrow panel has the highest security and durability rating according to both standards. You can rest assured you will always be protected. Masad, strong solutions.